It's a windy day today on the outskirts of Chennai at the new proving track of Mahindra, and we today are driving the all-new Mahindra XUV700. And it's time to find out from this brief driving impression. We've already driven the car about 70 kilometers on the road and we're driving it on the track. And now we'll tell you what's good, what's not good about this new vehicle, where is it positioned, and at the end of the day, can it really put the mark of Indian car manufacturing on the global scene as far as car making qualities are concerned? So over the next few minutes, let's find that out. Now before we go ahead and tell you about the features and the driving experience, let's talk about the design. And one of the first things you'll notice on the new XUV700 is this new logo. There's a new brand identity and there's a whole story behind it, but that is a story for some other day. Now if you look at the grille, this is a very wide looking grille with the vertical slats that we are used to seeing on Mahindra cars. Overall, a very sharp design, lots of creases, a busy design. If you look at the headlamps, again these are having these dual LED DRLs in a double C shape. So yes, again, lot of character, lot of bold styling, and I wouldn't go on to say that it's pretty looking, but it's not bad either. It makes itself known that it's there. It makes a visual statement. If you look at the side profile, the rear, the proper SUV proportions are there. It looks like a big muscular SUV, which is precisely a lot of Indian buyers want. Even at the rear, the tail lamps have been designed very nicely. They've got a nice pickaxe shape. And one thing that I must point out is that the tailgate is made out of plastic, and that's because the angles and the contours are such that it wasn't possible to emboss them on metal. So the tailgate is now in plastic. And overall, the XUV700 in my opinion is a vehicle that will make heads turn, but is it pretty? I wouldn't say that. Alright, so now let's get down to business. Now the cabin first and the features. The XUV700 is loaded to the brim with features. Now the most notable one once you get inside the cabin is of course this infotainment screen. It's a combination of two units, something similar to what we have seen earlier on Mercedes-Benz cars. So it's a good thing. And the screen itself is quite nice. It's got two nice displays, good resolution. The color contrast, the background theme is also good, and the touch interface is nice. I'll not go very deep inside the system because it's still in development stage. We are driving a pre-production model, but yes, you get a very good infotainment system. It's got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Sony speakers, good sound output, so sorted on that front. You also get for the driver's seat electrical adjustment. That's on the upper variant, and beyond that you have climate control. You have a nice big, in fact the biggest in its category, this panoramic sunroof, and the cabin itself is made quite nicely. It's got a very premium and an elegant feel to it. The softest material on the dashboard adds a lot of premium flavor to the cabin. The steering wheel and all the material that have been used, the build quality is also decent. Some of the things such as the wood finish given on the door panels and the piano black finish in the center console could have been a tad better because of course it's a fingerprint magnet also, but again it's decent. And otherwise it's a nicely built cabin. In terms of space too, the XUV700 comes out on top, and that's exactly what you would expect from a large SUV. In front, well, the seats are very accommodating, good cushioning, good support, good headroom. Even if you look at the middle row, well, you've got good amount of leg room, there's good amount of knee room and good headroom as well. One notable thing here to be mentioned is that the XUV700 will be available only in a 5 and a 7 seat version. A 6 seat is not available right now, but who knows, in the future one might be. And the third row, well, the third row again is pretty impressive. It's what you would expect from a third row, so it's got a little less comfort because your legs are pointing upwards, so there is not much of under thigh support. The seat themselves are quite small, but the seats are good enough for kids or adults if you are going to be there for say an hour or so. So yes, it's a usable 7-seat vehicle. So on that front, I think overall a comfortable vehicle and good in terms of feature as well. The other good thing and the ace up its sleeve in this segment for the XUV700 is safety. Apart from the list of passive safety features that you would be seeing on the screen right now, it comes with an array of active safety features, notably the ADAS system, which means this vehicle is compliant with level 1 autonomous driving. And what all that means? Well, see for yourself. Alright, now the powertrain. And well, there are a good number of options that you get. You can choose between a petrol and a diesel, and within the diesel, you have the option of choosing either, say, a lower spec 155 horsepower engine or a higher spec 185 horsepower engine. You can have the diesel engine with a manual or an automatic gearbox. But the one that we've driven extensively today, and which is the talk of the town, is the new turbocharged petrol engine, which develops class leading 200 PS of power. And well, from the word go, I can tell you that this engine is truly fun. Well, it's a very refined engine to start with, so in terms of the premium positioning, it goes in sync with that. And in terms of performance also, it's very impressive. Off the line, there is very little turbo lag and the engine gets into its element quite soon. Acceleration is impressive. It's not kind of kicking you in your seat kind of an acceleration. It's linear, but it's strong, and reaching up to 150 and speeds beyond shouldn't be a problem at all. And when you're talking about such speed, well, having good handling definitely is a must, and that is something that the XUV700 doesn't disappoint on. The XUV700 offers very good balance between comfort and handling. Of course, the bias, according to me, is slightly more towards comfort, and that's a good thing. So in everyday driving conditions, the suspension offers a very good performance. You get a good, comfortable ride quality. Broken surfaces, potholes, and sort of speed breakers will easily be dealt with while keeping the occupants comfortable. And if you talk about handling also is good. There is a bit of a body roll, but that's understandable, but not to the extent to make you feel uncomfortable. The vehicle is stable, maintains its composure around corners, doesn't really hesitate to take tight turns, and even under hard braking, it is quite stable. The steering is very light for the size of the vehicle, and while that's good in tight spots, on the highway it doesn't really give much feedback, it doesn't weigh up much, so in city it's going to be very comfortable, but it's not engaging, and that's my slight little negative point about the XUV700. It's fast, it's powerful, it's refined, but it just doesn't feel engaging to drive. But considering how the bias of this vehicle would be, I think it fits the bill pretty much spot on. So now you've all seen how the XUV700 looks, we've told you how it drives, how it is in terms of features, how it is in terms of comfort, driving, handling. But at the end of the day, what really matters the most is the price and the value for money factor. Should you buy it? Well, the clear-cut answer is, according to me, you should. And that's because of the aggressive pricing that Mahindra has adopted for this vehicle. Now, this has been launched. Well, you cannot just go ahead and get delivery of one yet, but you can book it for 11.99 lakh starting. And as a starting price, I think that's an absolute shocker for a vehicle of this segment. And the other variants also, the prices that you see on the screen right now, each one of these variants has been priced very aggressively, and each one of them is packed with a smart package of features. The top variants though are yet to be announced in terms of price, and that includes the all-wheel drive versions too. So if Mahindra can continue to price those variants as aggressively as they have done with these ones, I think the XUV700 definitely is going to be a winner. But more than that, it will send ripples across segments. So not only will it get buyers from, say, people who are wanting to buy a Harrier, Alcazar or a Hector Plus, but also people who are looking at smaller SUVs, something like a Creta Seltos or a Skoda Kushaq as well. So that is how good the pricing of the XUV700 is. So yes, I think Mahindra has done a great job. But at the end, before I sign off, the most important thing about this vehicle that I feel is that it is such a great package. It has been engineered so well that of all the vehicles that this country has rolled out from a couple of homegrown car makers, I think this is the first one that really makes the country proud. This is the vehicle that you would want to talk about when you talk to your friends from the developed nations, and this is one car that really should be the pride of the Indian automotive scene.